Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to take a look at something I just got in yesterday, and this is really cool because as far as I know, this is the very first RC vehicle ever made by Xiaomi. Now I think they may have a few little dinky things they've done, but this is the first real one that I can find that I'm aware of. This is a Suzuki Jimny. It's supposed to be like a 1/16 scale RC 4x4 that drives using a phone or a tablet over Bluetooth, which helps to, of course, keep that cost down in this car a little bit. Now it is fully proportional. It does have proportional steering and throttle. That's all done through the app on this guy. It has some pretty nice little shocks on it. Now, I've just done a very limited amount of driving this indoors, but the shocks seem pretty nice. It usually has a little brushed motor in here. You know, it's not very fast, but it is very, very quiet. And typical Xiaomi style, it's very, very well built and it's packaged really nicely. So, you know, pretty much what you expect from Xiaomi products. Now, the on and off button is here on the bottom, and it kind of glows blue, which you kind of expect with something from Xiaomi. And the charging port is here in the exhaust pipe in the back, which is pretty cool. So the charging cable they give you is this little pin connector like that goes in there, and then you charge it through the USB cable. Of course, I believe that's a lithium-ion battery inside. It could be a LiPo. I didn't forgot to check that, but it's all built in. You can't really take this guy apart. Another thing I like is these side mirrors are rubber, so you can't actually bust these off or anything, which is pretty cool. And just something I noticed that, you know, a lot of cars, this is a part that the first thing to get busted on a lot of these RC cars. Now they also give you a decal sheet, so of course I've not put any decals on yet. You got some Suzuki and Mi and Jimny decals and a few other that you can put on to this truck if you want to. Let's take a quick look at the box. You know, it's rather small, but you know, it says 1/16 scale, ages 8 and up. It's all pretty much in Chinese, which many Xiaomi products I've received in the past, if they're not intended to be marketed in the United States too much, then usually you end up with an instruction manual in all Chinese, which is exactly what happened here. And what that means is trying to figure out what app to use. I ended up having to scan the QR code right here, and where it says app, that's the only thing in English. Scan that, and you actually then takes you to a download. It's not through the Play Store since I'm an Android, for the MiCar app. So let me show you guys that. The app says here, it's MiCar is the name of the app. So I'm going to do a screen recording here so you guys can see this app, because I'm going to try to go over some of the controls here in a moment, because you know, that's you can't if you go to Play Store and search for MiCar, you will not find this app, at least not at the time I made this video. So you need to get this app, and then if you're an English speaker like me, you need to switch it from Chinese to English, which I'll show you. But what we're going to do is we'll turn the car on first, and then you go into the app, and then you bind the that's weird that the blue there's blinking, and then you go into the app, and let's make sure that that everything rotated correctly with my screen recording. Okay, I believe it did. And then go to connect here, and it's going to connect through your system's Bluetooth. When it searches, there's Jimmy Green. You click that, and then click OK. We should be ready to go. So now that it's bound up, now it's Bluetooth, so of course it's not going to have really extreme range. Should probably be even less than Wi-Fi, but this is really made to be kept close to you, or even you know, driven mostly indoors. So I'm going to drive it around out here in these rocks and stuff in front of me. So what we're going to do is, before I drive it, let's just go through the app. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go in to the gear. And where it says in Chinese, you're going to see the EN, but you will not see. Let's see if I can switch it so you guys can see. It's going to look like that. So you're going to click on the EN, click the bottom one, and now it's going to switch it to English. It may take it a moment before it updates in the app, a few seconds, and then it will. Then you're able to know what's going on, because I was, of course, a bit confused. So there's a tutorial in here. You can update the software, which it said that, you know, the app is updated, and it's you can go to preferences and switch the steering from left to right, which I'm going to leave it as is. And then down here you've got this one right here, says auxiliary brake. I believe what that is, if you let off the throttle, it'll keep rolling. If you turn that on, it'll immediately stop. So I'm going to leave that off. This right here is a speed limit mode. I think it caps at like 20% below the top speed. I'm going to leave that off as well. I like to have it in full speed. You've got this right here, just gives you some sort of, like, you know, information about the truck. And in the little equalizer thing, this is your steering trim and your steering rate. So I get the steering rate all the way up. The steering trim, I'll probably need to adjust some more. You also got these little switches that let you do steering reversing and throttle reversing if you need to. And then this little button here lets you do throttle and then drive with the gravity control, which I'll try to remember to demonstrate here in the video. So that's the app. So we should all be connected. So I'm going to back up, and let's hope that all this is getting into the field of view here. And we'll go ahead and give it some throttle and see how it does outdoors. So there it is. It's pretty quiet. And of course, this is supposed to be the top speed, and with this little bitty brush motor, that's about all you can really expect. But it's really silent. I tell you what, this Bluetooth control works great. I'm usually not much of a fan of driving these, most of these on drones. Anything RC where you're using the app, but this truck is working pretty well. Now if I want to cap that speed, I'll show you guys. I can click that, and now look at that. It's gone down. This would be if you have a little kid and you're worried that maybe it's too quick. My daughter, I know, wants to drive this. She's only 4. I might let her drive it inside. I'll cap that speed so that she's not banging into as many objects. Not that it's really quick, but I'm going to turn it back up to full speed. Now I don't think this truck's going to be able to go through this grass. Again, this is really more for indoors or outdoors on a rather smooth surface. This rock here is just fine. Well, let's see what it does, but I don't expect it's going to. Yeah, well, I mean, it's doing better than I thought, I gotta tell you. I did not expect it to even make it a foot into the grass. And it is stuck. I mean, this grass here is still fairly thick, and this is just really small. Now, again, this is rated as 1/16 scale. To me, it looks more like 1/18 scale. Either way, it's very, very small. And it's just a little brush motor. If I remember, I will put the battery information off BANGGOOD'S site. That'd be the only place I might be able to find it. Because I don't know if this is running on a 1S or a 2S. I'm guessing 1S. And it's probably a lithium ion. But yeah, it's pretty nice. And it doesn't have any, there's no lights on it. I kind of was hoping there would be. So you have no brake lights, no headlights. But again, this is a budget. And for Xiaomi, their products are always well made. It just feels nicely made. It's nicely packaged. And with Xiaomi having some presence, at least in the United States, if you're in the United States, you have a little better chance of getting some sort of warranty help than you would some of these other oddball brands. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Because, you know, we know Xiaomi's a very big name brand in the world. And I think this is going to be pretty popular with Christmas coming up, just because of the name recognition of this. Now, let's go ahead and try the gravity or gyro control. So I'm going to click the little button here, and now I can steer it, throttle, and I can just turn. See, I think this works pretty well. It's like a steering wheel. Just hold your phone like a steering wheel, and there you go. And in fact, I almost think I might prefer this because it just feels more natural to me. And then you can just hold your thumb where you want to go. And really, with this truck not being very fast, you can just pretty much bury it all the way up top speed. There's not going to be too many instances where you're going to want to drive this truck slower than the top speed, since it's not very fast. Figuring the top speed in this truck is probably somewhere in the, 8 mile per hour maybe. I don't know if it even can get up to 10. But the app's very stable, and once you get it switched to English, then I had absolutely no problem. In fact, I had figured out almost every option. I was a little uncertain on like that braking and a few things, but once I was able to get it switched to English, then I was able to see in a tutorial what that actually was. So I'll show you guys that here real quick. Let's see if I can get it back on the pavement so I can give it a chance. Right now it's supposed to keep rolling when you let off the throttle. See, it rolled a little bit, not much. Now if I press that braking, it's supposed to immediately stop. Now see how that did that? It's just immediate. It reminds me of my RGT truck, just immediately. I mean, electronic, the ESC's immediately stopping the truck. I don't particularly like that. It's too abrupt, and that's my biggest complaint with that RGT rock crawler, was it literally almost bounced and hopped the wheels off the ground because it stopped so abruptly. So let's turn that off. And now if you let off, you can see it rolls to, you know, a few inches to a nice stop without being so abrupt. So yeah, I think this is gonna be pretty popular. It's not dirt cheap, but it's not like super expensive. I'll have a purchase link to this in the video description if you guys are interested in this from Banggood. It's on pre-order, I think. I had requested this back in, well, I was offered it back in August to review, and I waited quite a while and it finally did ship, so I don't know if they got a small batch of them sent out or what. I would suggest if you're going to want to get this for someone for Christmas, I would get this ordered ASAP so that you have a chance of getting it by Christmas, because we know shipping times are usually around a month. And then when you add on top of it the fact that it's on Alert Me, or it's on, you know, they're waiting for more inventory, it's going to be a little while to get it. But this would be a great gift for, like, you know, an 8 to 10-year-old boy or girl, because my girls like to drive the RC stuff too. Hopefully this all syncs up well. I'm going to be editing on my laptop here at the in-laws, which is pretty weak, so getting my editing is not as easy as with my big computer at my parents'. And I'm back to my old 8S head cam here because I forgot my mic and stuff from my Osmo Action, which did get repaired. Got handed to DJI for getting that thing turned around in, you know, less than 2 weeks time. But I got the gyro turned off, they call it here, which is the image stabilization. So if I have that on, it crops it down so much that even though it looks smoother, I end up with very small field of view. So if the video is shaky, guys, it's just because I don't have any image stabilization, and I have a tendency to really bob my head around quite a bit while I'm filming, so I apologize. All right, guys, so that should wrap up the review here of the little Xiaomi Suzuki Jimny. It's Jimny, Jimny. I don't know if you call it SUV, they call it a rock crawler on Banggood's website. I'm not sure exactly what I'll call it for the video description, but pretty cool little truck, very inexpensive, and overall, and offers nice features. I like it quite a bit for what it does. It's especially designed for someone younger, maybe even a grandparent. Granddad, someone, you know, wants something to drive around the house in a chair. Just keep in mind there's no controller options, so the person's got to have a smartphone or a tablet. An Android or an iPad should work as well. Just, you know, the app is not going to be as easy to locate, so make sure you pay attention to what I tell you in this video so you can find it and get it switched to English. All right, guys, that wraps it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to click that button, subscribe, and click the bell so you know when I do upload new videos. As always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.